Let's move to the next step. Now, you do not need your pressure angle line anymore. You just used it to find the base circle, so you can delete that. All right, so we have, I'm going to go with figure 20.6 here real quick. What we're getting ready to do here is to draw the tooth profile. Now, the thing we want to know is that this section right here, and for us it's going to be like this. This is our radial line for the side of the tooth. So it's going to go from the dedendum to the base circle as a linear line. Now, once we do that, then we're going to transition to a tangent curve equal to little r. Now, if you look down through here on this chart, it's based over on here by the number of teeth. Go down to the 50, because we have 50 teeth. So, we're going to put for the profile, little r is equal to what? What value do you get for little r?
4.46.
4.46. And that is divided now by 11.9990. Is that correct? Did I remember my diametral pitch correctly? Gabe, you're crunching that. So.
I got 0.3716.
That sounds familiar to me. We do, again, we don't want to do any rounding here or anything, so.
Yeah, I did.
So 0.3716. Big R is equal to what? 7.50, and that needs to be divided by 11.990 also. And what's that one?
0.6250.
Did you get 50? I got 51 when I crunched this.
Well, I got 505. So it would have rounded up to 501.
Okay, that's not round. So 5/8.
Yeah, I get 50.
Okay. So there's our two values. We need those two. Let me go back to the machine. We're ready to draw. Now, I'm just going to deal with one side of the tooth to start with. So I'm going to deal with my line that's straight up and down. That comes off the center. First thing I want to do is I want to trim it off. So I'm dealing with just my segment from the root diameter to the base circle, because that's my linear section. Okay? So just trim that line out. And in fact, you can do both of them. So you're sitting with those two parts of your teeth. Okay. Now we know the point on little r has to hit on the base circle and that linear line on the top, right? Here, right? So how am I going to find the center? Maybe it's watch. Is everybody where I'm at?
No. Hold on. I kind of missed that.
Just trim everything out except for from the base to the root.
Without reference to little r?
Did you get that trim, Cheryl? You should have this line right here now. On both sides of the tooth. Okay? That's what you just did. You gave this segment. We haven't done this fillet yet. Okay. Okay, now here's how I'm going to find little r and big R. And if you just kind of watch me for a second, this is clear back from drafting 131. You keep getting these blasts from the past, which are good reviews. Geometric construction. Okay? I know my radius is 0.3716. So I'm going to do a circle from here with a radius of 0.3716. Where it crosses the base circle has to be my center. So I come back here, redraw it back. Let me delete this one. And there's the segment from the base circle to the pitch. And I'm going to trim that up. Okay? Want me to do that one more time?
Uh-huh.
You can see it. Okay, so you're starting right here. I know right here is where little r starts, so I'm going to do a circle, and I'm going to make it the radius 0.3716. Where it crosses the base circle, I'll draw it back with the same radius, and that is my arc from there to the pitch. Okay, so it's that little arc right there. You see, you good? One.
Just trimming.
Cheryl? How are we gonna find big R?
Same thing.
Exact same thing. We now know big R goes from the pitch right here. It's gotta come in tangent at that point. So I'm gonna do a circle here. Now my radius is 0.6250.
Oh, here.
Where I cross the base circle is where the center's at. So get on the base circle, draw it back. And you're going to want to trim this out between the pitch and addendum.
Wait, do you go from the center?
Okay, you want me to do that one more time? Okay. So we're sitting here, we've got little r done. So I'm going to do big R. I'm going to do a circle from the top of this, and this is going to have a radius equal to 5/8. Now make where you cross the base circle right over here has to be the center. So then I'm going to draw a circle from my base back, and then I'm just trimming up. I'm going to trim between those two. Okay? Almost done with one side of the gear tube. Repeat for the other side. So when I come to do the other side, what I'm going to do, now I want to make sure my curves are going the opposite way, so I'm going to do the other side. So I'm going to start again on the base circle on that linear section, make a circle 0.3716. Where I cross the base circle, go back, trim it out. From there to the pitch, then go to the top of that. Do your 5/8 and back. And trim it.
So look at this program, it doesn't, they won't trim out. Okay, so
Let's do a regen. It's there, it's just not showing. Type in view res and set it to 20,000. That shows the pixels of a circle. That's the command that controls that.
What'd you say, res?
View, RES for resolution. Maximum value is 20,000.
Yeah. Okay.
Or the 2,000.
So 20.
maximum value. Now we'll do a little better job of keeping that geometry updated. Are we all good with the whole tooth now?
Oh, wait, go back.
Hmm? Yeah, you get something going weird wrong. So here's your two right here, right? That looks like it's curved also. Where's your two linear lines? Okay, so just delete that circle, delete that. Yeah, delete that. Trim these off down to the base circle. Okay, so you've now got this little vertical component from the base circle down. Okay, now, draw a circle, get on the top one of the, right there. The radius is 0.3716.
Just hit undo.
It was before this.
Now, where you cross the base circle right here is the center, so do a circle again, and I just did enter. And you want the part from there to there. Yep. Well, you're only gonna keep that little segment, everything else gets deleted.
Okay, right there you got four.
This is, what's this one?
Your base.
Now get on the top of that
Oh,
one.
this is a
Draw a
base.
circle.
No, that's your.
Radius,
This
corner,
is
in front of
your
it.
base. Okay, so I need to do this.
Where you cross the base circle, draw that. And here you only want the portion from here to here.
14.5. Oh, that, I did the wrong one. This is 14.5.
Yeah, that looks a
This
little
one.
big. Okay, so you can delete this.
Okay, zoom in on it a little bit.
Like that.
Click on that line.
Okay.
Gather it over. Trim it to here. Use your selection and trim.
You can delete that other one too, because we gotta redraw that. That one's too far. So then,
Okay.
your vertical line, copy it and just copy it, just, and leave it right on top of itself.
It's easier, just escape.
Now click there.
Get trim.
Okay.
Okay.
Select
So
that
now
line.
click
So we're gonna select
on one of
the
those
edge.
lines. And then do your rotate.
Now, put
And it's
on
10.6.
15.
Just,
Then repeat for the other side. One.
Okay, so now you can zoom in on that side. That's all. Okay, so now you're gonna trim everything right there.
Did my miserable attempt to this, then I finally figured out that was my basement, I was
So-
offset, I'm like, what the, I was doing that.
Now you're gonna do your.
I should never do it, like, I'm done. I'm done.
Your 0.3716.
That one.
Should we join like the two stuff, or should we keep it separate lines?
I would keep them separate.
Okay.
Um,
So then you're gonna trim everything out.
If you join them, it's gonna make a P line, and we wanna be real careful with the hatching on this.
Okay.
Because if you never trimmed right, you got a little overhang and stuff like that, you might have some editing down the road. Might be a good idea to join them later, but let's not do it yet.
Should we make it two across the top there?
No, we got it, we're waiting.
Can't tell if there's a same color.
Yeah.
That portion.
We need to make another tooth so we can get the fillet on the bottom.
And is there a standard fillet size, or we can do that?
It's in your instructions.
Alright.
So.
me know when you're all ready to go.
So you would have gotten all that.
Gabe, how are you gonna get another tooth on there?
Yeah.
So that we can figure out how to fill in an array on this thing.
Reverse the.
How to put another
Stack
tooth on there?
Yeah, because for us to use an array, we gotta know the distance down in here, and that fillet's gonna make a difference on it.
I'd probably just draw another line and then rotate another 8.6 degrees. And then probably do like a rotate like the opposite situation with the tooth I already have based on 3.6.
Okay, good. All right, we ready to move forward?
Yes.
Okay. Now, we need 2 teeth so that we can finish the bottom. We've got everything done. We could trim out the top and have the top, and we could have the tooth built except for this section down in here. Now, that little fillet is going to cause us a little bit of work. We need 2 teeth here to do that. And it's know the distances of how everything works down in here so that I can array this tooth around and use it. Now, how are we going to do that? Well, we know it's 3.6 degrees from here to here, and I've got another tooth that's over here 3.6 degrees, right? So in essence, when you use the array, remember what you do is you select the original, it deletes the original and then places it back and does some more. So I'm going to do an array of this device at 7.2 degrees, and I'm going to do 2 teeth. And it should give me 2 teeth that are equally spaced. Now, you could use copy and rotate and all that stuff too. That ought to work just fine, just so you get this stuff correct. So I'll just kind of, if you want to watch me for a second. So I'm going to use my polar array. I'm going to choose polar array, grab all the tooth I've got right here. My array center is, of course, the center of the gear. Now when I come in, I'm going to do 2 items, and I'm going to have it fill 7.2 degrees. Okay. Make sure they're not associative, and let's see, let me get it to display here. Let's see, 2 items, and I want 7.2. And I think I'm going to change direction and just go the other way and close it. Okay, so you should be sitting something like this.
So did you just said geometric center, and it didn't do geometric center of that?
No, I did center, I didn't do geometric center.
Well, I didn't see it.
I just used my center snap and then held out any of these lines and snapped down to the
Oh, that's what
center.
you did, okay.
And you should be sitting like here.
How did you get the center again?
Just use center snap. Hold on one of those lines, it'll go to the center. Hold on one of the ones that has that's about the center of the gear. Don't hold on one of your tooth lines, just hold on this line or that line, that line, that line, that line, they all have the same center. What's the radius of that little radius down there?
On the billet?
Yep. On your original packet, I'm on the section just before the dimensioning. I tell you on there, it's the 3rd item down. All fillets and rounds are .0625 radius unless otherwise specified. The fillet developed at the intersections of the gear tooth and the root circle is specified in section 22.2.9 of your book. So that's on page 1112. So did you see that in your textbook? It's in the text on page 1118. Right at the top right of the page. The radius of the fillet between the invalid curve and the root circle is 1.5 times the clearance. Do you see that? Let me show you where it's at. So I'm in your textbook, page 1118. Top right column paragraph. Last line of the instructions on here, on step 6. The radius of the fillet between the invalid curve and the root circle is equal to 1.5 times clearance. Okay. You see that right here? What's our clearance? We calculated that yesterday. Clearance is the distance that the mating tooth does not come in.
0.0131.
So clearance is equal to
0.0131.
So the fillet is equal to 1.5 times 0.131, which is equal to
0.0196.
0.0196. Now I'm going to go back to the drawing.
I don't know.
Now I'm ready to get ready for my final array. So I can now use my fillet command. And I'm going to set my radius of my fillet equal to 0.0196. And I'm going to do multiple of these. So I'm going to do that one. That one. And those. Then I'm just going to do a little trimming here to get my tooth good. See, I want that part.
Did you explode your array?
I didn't do it associative, so I don't have to explode it, but if you did yours associative, yes, explode it.
I agree, I got one.
Okay, you should end up with this shape. Yep, so now I trimmed out the addendum and dedendum circles and all that jazz. Okay, so you're sitting right here, right? where you've got your 2 teeth.
No, I think it's right.
So now I'm gonna use my fillet command, set my radius, 0.0196. And I just use my multiple option, and I'm filleting this little linear section from the base circle down to the root with the root diameter. So that one,
You're still.
that one, and that one.
Okay, now pin it. Now you're under center.
Now, the whole reason I'm doing this step is I'm setting myself up for an array to create all these teeth in one shot.
Yeah. So now
Did you get that, Cheryl?
Uh-huh.
Now trim out everything you don't need here, so I'm gonna come in and trim all these out of the middle,
Is this 316 and this is 714?
and I'll trim the addendums too.
And this is
It looks so official.
What's that?
I said it looks so official.
It does.
Push it to the other side.
Worm gear is actually funner to draw. Because it's double acne thread, that's pretty cool. Now, once I get that, I'm gonna set myself up for the array. So I'm just gonna come in and delete. I think that's everything I need, right there.